there was a chapter in your book that stood out to me. It was the wisdom for a happier life, and it I didn't have time to really dig into it, but the title was, uh, I guess, disguise anger. Yeah, disguise anger with flattery. Could you
Yeah.
explain what exactly what does that actually look like? What is it?
Well, uh, we all know people who come across as disingenuous, you know, like, oh, I love you, man. I really love you. You're so great. You're the best. And okay, so that flatters me. So that's better than, saying bad things to me. But we all know that there's something fake there, right? So
Hmm.
yes, sometimes flattery is a disguise for people who actually maybe resent us for being the way we are. So they might say to you, "Wow, your podcast is the best. I really love your podcast," but really secretly they resent you because you're so successful and they're not. And the root of that is envy. So envy is every time I look at you, you remind me of how I'm not successful, and that makes me hate you. So envy is
Oh,
is a cutting kind of thing because you're reminding me that I'm not as successful as you are, and that makes me angry with you. And that's where flattery comes in. It's a disguise against envy. But really, I don't think you're that great. I'm just saying that because you make me feel insecure. Is basically what I'm saying.
is have you ever dealt with envy? Have you had feelings of envy?
Sure, sure, sure. I've
You I haven't had growing up. I've had moments where I wanted things people wanted, like, oh man, I can't wait to get married and have kids. I've had that feeling. I know for a fact because I felt it before for a period
yeah.
of time. But I wouldn't say that I really despised or hated somebody because the main reason I'm even who I am is because I've learned from people that I admired for the most part. I had friends that were better than me at multiple things. I took on their traits. I had friends who were when I was drinking in grade school, I had friends who weren't drinking. And I was like, you know what? I can learn something from him. He's more disciplined than me. I had friends that were way more well spoken than me that motivated me to speak better, and it wasn't until I was watching a video, I want to say about a few weeks ago, and what it communicated was is that people want to feel significant.
Mhm,
Whether you do that through sports, whether you do that through your accomplishments, there's something in us to increase our significance.
mhm.
And there's some people who base their significance on another person, their position. I've never done that before. I don't feel like I've ever based my self-value over another person's position in life. But what I'm wondering is that do you know is that something you're born with? Are you born with more envious traits, or is it just something that happens? Is it like a life experience that makes you feel that? Like, why do people? What makes a person become envious? What makes them feel that way?
I don't think you're born that way. I think it's through life circumstances. And your story is unusual. Most people do resent people who are wealthier, better looking, more successful, more popular, get girls more. Most people resent that because it makes them feel smaller. That's most people have that feeling of envy. It's the oldest emotion uh, on record. That's why Cain
It's
killed Abel because he
it's
envied him.
one of the most I know it's one of the most nasty human emotions.
It
Even in the
is,
book, The Laws of Human, in the book, The Laws of Human Nature, there's a whole section on envy. It even mentions that people who are envious of you are more likely to want to throw you into a friendship. They want to rush a friendship so they
yeah,
can get close to you. And I'm just
yeah,
like, I remember
yeah,
reading that and I was just like, man, because I kept experiencing it. And I was just like, man, I don't know why
yeah.
this happens. And I've definitely, I mean, I've had friends that were definitely better looking than me. I play sports. I had friends that were faster than me, stronger than me, better looking than me, bigger than me. But I knew that I was not at the bottom. I knew that I was good enough to, attract a woman. I never felt like because somebody else got some other girls thought they were cute that, it hurt me because usually they would think I was cute too. He probably was cuter, but it didn't hurt me, from having a relationship. But
You're you're fortunate. Most people don't feel that way.